Hey everybody, back again for the second video of the Replo tutorial. Now that we have our first container, which we did in the previous video, I'm going to show you how to actually start filling things out. So now we're going a little bit deeper, and I'm just going to comment over my video here. So let's see, we got everything up and running. Let's go. So second container is really, really important. That's what we need to get up and going, and it's super, super simple in Replo because you could just go in under components, add container, drag and drop, and then you go over and you add in the page title, which you can call anything. You can call it section 1, or you can call it, header or above the fold, whatever you want to do. But what you want to do afterwards, and I'm going to slow this down a little bit for you as well so you can see it, is you want to, let's go back again, you want to add an image in there, obviously, as your header. So I just added in here because we're creating a page right now, which will have a certain design that we want to replicate 100%. So I'm adding in the title, I'm adding in the text here. You can see that if I wanted to add a text, you just drag and drop the text over from the left in there, and you write whatever text it is you want to write, right? So in this case, it's powerful, plant-based, energy shots. And after that, I want to add the right font. I want to get the right sizing right here. So that will just easy. You go under the size there, and then you go in and add in the text there. So it's super, super simple. You can change to any size you want, but I like a big, powerful, benefit focus and explains the product in 3 seconds, right? That's always what you want to get when people browse your page. Now we just need to center it. That's what I just did there. And then I'm adding in a text under as a little extra explainer because that's what this design is going to look like. And by the way, I can pause the video and we can just quickly go over what design we're trying to mimic. So here we got the title, we got a little extra text here, and then we got a super easy call to action button. And then we have a little bit of an extra text and then images, and then we go forward with other stuff like that. So super, super simple, but that's what we're trying to do. So now you're all caught up. Let's go back in and let's go further. So we're adding in that text. And here you just want to keep in mind that all of the adjusting is on the right side and all the containers and elements are on the left side. So that's so easy to remember, right? And that's what you do when you add in these things. Now I'm adding in a call to action button, which you saw just in the screenshot below, and I need to change the color because it should be a black button. And I also need to change, obviously, the spacing and how big it is and so on. So I'm just doing that. I'm just adjusting it quickly. And then I'm adding in also a hover effect because hover effects helps with people clicking. So I'm adding in that in there, and the hover effect should be the opposite of the black, so I'm adding in a white effect. And then I'm going to be changing the title of the button. So we actually have something people want to click on here. So unlock offer could be the title, but you could use anything you want in your, you just want to make sure you get a CTA that actually makes sense. I'm just adjusting a little bit in terms of the thickness and everything, and also what happens when you hover. So default is what happens when the button is just there, and when you have already selected hover, that's what happens when you have selected that in terms of the effect and the color and all that stuff. So then we're adding in that additional text here, free shipping on all orders, just a little extra thing that makes people a bit more hooked. And we're adding in the color and the spacing, which is really, really important. So you can see I'm constantly working on the page right now on the right side, adding in the right boldness, thickness. I'm adding in the spacing, the padding, and that's super, super easy. And this is what you have to do when you add it, when you're working from scratch. Then you will have to do everything manually because there's nothing like a template. But if you're using one of our templates, which is still what I recommend, then that's what you do. But here you can see just quickly what it looks like when it's done. There's a hover effect, and the page looks really neat and easy to present. There's a lot of white spacing where there's no text, so that makes it easy. Now I'm adding in a second container. Again, this is on the left side. Remember that. You just go under the left side and then add a container, and then you drag and drop it over, and you can call it anything you want. I'm just using section 1, section 2, but you can use anything. I'm adding an image, and this is because I want to add in a little bit of social proof. So I'm adding in all the different medias where have been mentioned in, and right now I'm just copying the images. I just clicked on the image and then I copied them. Then automatically you will see more images showing. And then obviously it's not Forbes everywhere, so I'm adding in all the different media where have been mentioned. So again, changing the image, super, super easy. And I'm adding in, all the different ones here. which you can easily do yourself. Just find where you've been mentioned, take the logo and add it in here. This is kind of best practice. If you want to go the extra mile, you could even add in a little quote from every media. That actually is even better than that. Now we need to work on the padding and the spacing, because right now it's a little bit too big and it doesn't have the right proportions. So I'm adding in 50 pixels of padding across all pages, all sides, and then I'm just adjusting the logo so they're a little bit smaller. And by the way, I'm able to do this because I've selected all the images within the container, and each image is an individual image. So when you have all these images selected all at once, you can adjust them all in one go. This is super, super easy, and it just makes it better and faster to work in Replo. So anyway, this is the conclusion for the first video, or the second video, sorry, of the Replo series. And now we have done the header image, we have done a few of the logos, you have seen how we add different containers, different sections, how we build a different text, different font sizes, we build buttons with a hover effect, and this is sort of the basis, is almost like Lego, and then you build your next section and your next section and your next section. And typically this would be based on a wireframe that you've done in the past, sort of like your rough sketch of how you want everything done, and now you're just making it look beautiful and adjusting everything. So it's really, really easy, and in the next video we'll go a little bit further and a little bit more in depth when setting up your Replo landing page from scratch.